Imagine wanting a child so bad, but it cannot carry any. It cannot even naturally conceive any. Which one are you going to go for? IVF or surrogacy? Join me on DGs. Let's dive into the difference between IVF and surrogacy, the leading implication, using your favorite celebrities, using them as an example, all of them that you know. Remember back in the days when Ini Edo announced her surrogacy journey, so many people were in support, so many criticized her, so many was happy with her, and also recently when our favorite Toke Makinwa announced her baby girl doing IVF too. As many of the celebrities like Nancy through surrogacy and Funke Akindele through surrogacy. Now, it's unfortunate that most Nigerians still don't know, even as how popular IVF and surrogacy has become recently. Most Nigerians, including you might not know the difference between IVF and surrogacy and what the law says about IVF and surrogacy here in Nigeria. So stay tuned, let's dive into it. Now let's start with IVF. IVF, in vitro fertilization. That one, I don't know how to, I want to use the simplest definition for it. Okay, it means when they take your egg, take your husband's sperm and fertilize it inside a lab. It comes to an embryo, they fertilize it and now put it back inside your stomach, inside your womb. I'm just trying to use the simplest. That is if you can carry a child but you can't conceive the child naturally. Then what is surrogacy? Surrogacy is where you probably you cannot conceive the child naturally, and or some sickness or health issue is making you not to, even when you even if you conceive the child naturally, but you can't keep the child till the full term to give birth to the baby. So what science does now for you is to fertilize your egg and your husband's sperm and carry it and put into another person's stomach, into another person's womb. That is surrogacy. Another person carries the baby for you. And in IVF, they fertilize your egg and the sperm outside of your stomach and still place it back. Clear? So what are the legal implications of surrogacy IVF here in Nigeria? I've heard people talk about, oh, the artificial baby. Stop it. I've heard people talk about, oh, the surrogate mommy will not give you your child. Stop it. I've heard people talk about, oh, the surrogate mom is the original mother of the child. Stop it. Let me clear you on the surrogate mom being the original mother of the child. In that case, surrogacy, the surrogate mom can only be the original mother of the child if her eggs are being used to fertilize the sperm of your husband. That is the only time the surrogate mom is the original owner of the baby. But as long as the eggs and the sperm that was fertilized are from the same couple, the surrogate mother has nothing against or has nothing in common with that child. She is just a carrier. Only but a carrier. And another legal implication of that of IVF and surrogacy in Nigeria is that, sorry to say, but here in Nigeria there is still no legal law that is outrightly in support of surrogacy and IVF or outrightly against surrogacy and IVF. Meanwhile, I think there is this bill that is still in second reading. I think second reading. Maybe I'll still leave that on the screen later when I find out that I've forgotten the name. But there were also failed bills regarding to IVF and surrogacy. Now, just like I explained that IVF is where your sperm and an egg is being fertilized and now transferred into your stomach, then you'll be the one that will carry it. While surrogacy is out, like it's being done outside, everything is being done outside, or they will just bring your baby when they give birth to a baby and give to you. Now you ask yourself, since Nigerian law doesn't have any actual law that is out to protect surrogacy, out to protect IVF, protect the parent, the surrogate mother, and every other person that is involved in the surrogacy, what now guides surrogacy here in Nigeria? Or guides surrogacy in other countries that doesn't have actual, because I mean Nigeria is still getting used to this pattern, but in most civilized countries they have laws that regulate all these things. So what now guides, or what now protect the rights of the surrogate mother, the rights of the baby, the rights of everybody involved, the doctor, the hospital, the agency, everybody that is involved in the surrogacy journey. Now, it boils down to law of contract, it boils down to medical ethics, and it boils down to private agreements. Yeah, you have to protect yourself with the law of contract in this case. You have to protect yourself with agreement in this case. Since Nigerian law is not out there to give you, oh, this is how it's going to be, this is how it's not going to be, you as the carrier, the surrogate mother, have to protect your own interests by writing whatever you need, however you want to be taken care of, the condition you want to stay, where you want to be, the hospital you want to give birth, the drugs you want to be given to, how you want to be taken care of. Draft it inside, tell all that, say all that, and write all that inside the agreement. And you that you want somebody to carry your child for you, everything you have in mind, whether you want the surrogate, the carrier to be in your state, whether you want the carrier to be in another state, whether you want the carrier to be fair in complexion, whether everything you want, however you want it, state it down. In some cases, the carrier might have physical contact with the person that is looking for the child, or let's say the barren woman. I don't want to use the word barren, God, no, forgive me. I mean the person that honestly wants to have the baby. Sometimes they want physical to see each other, sometimes they don't, and I think the best place is for the agency to be the middleman. The agency to be the middleman between the carrier and the, what would I even call the person that's looking for the child, respectively, what I would call her, the couple that is looking for children, the couple that is looking for babies, or the couple that want the babies. The best, I'm not in that situation, but I feel like the best is for you not to have physical contact, not to see face to face with the carrier. Let the agency be the one that will run it for you. You can know the person from picture, from video, but the carrier shouldn't know you. It's not like the carrier will refuse at some point not to give you the baby. No, because the eggs are yours, the sperm are yours too. So there's no way. And moreover, I feel like so many agencies that does that in Nigeria, but I've have if somebody that wants to be a carrier, in case the person that wants to be a carrier doesn't have the full knowledge or idea what it entails, I think they will do justice to that by enlightening the person, telling the person the legal aspect of it in terms of agreement, in terms of contract. Contract is contract, law of offer and acceptance. So basically, what governs IVF and surrogacy here in Nigeria is medical ethics, agreements, private agreement, and policies, nothing more. Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Bill of 2016 was a failed one. That would have been among the things, or the bill that would have incorporated IVF and surrogacy, but it was a flop. And fast forward to 2024, there is still this bill that is still in the second reading, and God knows it might not pass the third reading and finally got into law, or it might, and finally we have a legit law, a national law that protects surrogacy and IVF. The Surrogacy Regulatory Commission Bill of 2024 is still under the pipeline, and we pray that it eventually turns into a law, so that we will at least have something that protects these women that honestly needs this solution. You guys, I don't know, I believe you have learned one or two from this video. Give it a thumbs up, share it to someone that needs to hear and know this information, and see you guys in my next one. Bye.